People who cheated in a relationship. Why? Because I didn't have the emotional intelligence to end it like a considerate human being. I walked in on her with a coworker, so I revenge cheated with someone close to her. It created a triangle of emotional damage. But I learned how to process the bad stuff in a healthier way once the dust settled from the three of us destroying each other. Young and dumb, not really ready to commit and too much of a coward to break it off. I had no morality or ethics. Lots of insecurities. Lacked emotional control. Because I'm an idiot. Because I was a dickhead who thought sex was the same as affection. There are reasons for that, but I'm not going to make excuses. That said, I've been faithful for 25 years. It was a decision I made, selfishly, getting caught up in the heat of things and not taking someone I loved into consideration when I did it. Just outright generally being an asshole all around, something I've thought about over the years and deeply regretted. Once you really hurt someone like that, it truly sticks in your mind and you never forget it. You can't take it back. Why? No. You can only make sure you never make such a terrible action again. I was selfish. I can think of 100 reasons why I did, but in the end I was just selfish. I do not have many regrets in my life, but that one will stay with me forever. A life lesson learned the hard way. Reason given was, one last fling before the ring. I was young, selfish, and broken. He had a side chick who was my best friend. She thought we were in a poly relationship, but it was just him who wanted us both, so I cheated on him with her and stole his side chick. 25 years in the military working away, I never once cheated on my wife. After leaving the military I was so busy working and earning we started to grow apart. We both knew it, but crucially I buried my head in the hopes things would get better. She had a brief affair, citing the gap between us as the reason. She never once talked to me or tried to improve things, but then again neither did I. The difference being I still loved my wife, but she fell out of love with me. Look after what you have, as you never know when it will be gone. My ex wanted a good house, regular outings, and extravaganza shopping for jewelry and clothes. I switched to a new company and got a better job. I believed in keeping her happy financially as well. Worked my ass off, even on weekends. Cheated on me with her BF from before marriage 6 months into the marriage. Caught them red-handed. Her father, what did you expect if you are unavailable? Shrug, light skin tone emoji modifier #hash. I just like to win the Monopoly games against my so. It was a silly mistake according to my ex. A silly mistake to me is forgetting my bus pass or wearing odd socks, not messaging hundreds of other girls, meeting them, telling them they are the loveliest girl in the world, etc. Cheaters are horrible and shouldn't be in relationships if they can't keep it in their pants. Little things other people saw in me that my SO didn't. Instead of recognizing the dozens of other things SO saw in me and being happy with that, I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. Of course this created a negative feedback loop and the fallout was enormously painful, which I deserved plus some. I never got caught, not sure what she suspected. But, the secrets, the neglect, the deceit, etc. eroded a pretty strong bond. 110 do not recommend. So I don't know if this necessarily counts as cheating. I guess it's a matter of opinion, which is why I am sharing. Me and my ex-girlfriend had a really bad argument where she threw the promise ring I gave her at me and told me to get out. Within getting into all the details, I didn't see her again for a little more than a year. I saw the fact that she threw that ring as us being done, so I spent that time seeing other women. Then when I do see my ex again, she tells me that she thought we were still together. So to her I cheated, but to me we were done. Any thoughts on this? While the reasoning of the comments is really creepy. People justifying betraying their partner with being offended by them before. Or because she wanted to wait until marriage. Followed by a recommendation to get her drunk and try to change her mind. X200B. You guys did not betray your partners by cheating, you are betraying them by treating them like shit. Ask my ex son of a bitch had no conscience lying to me over and over again since the beginning of our relationship. Felt like it was built from lies. I don't even know how many women he was hoarding. Sure does not look like the type to do that, but man, the fact that he was so comfortable with doing it while pretending to be a good guy is so twisted. I really wanted to win that game. Wives or husbands who cheated, why? I think I would be healthier mentally if my dad didn't leave us for a woman. My ex-wife was incredibly abusive and controlling, and she used violence and the police to keep me from leaving her. Women around me started to sympathize and approach me, and I was so starved for affection that I didn't even hesitate. After sex, I told her wife how great it was. Her reply was, "I've had better." Not cheated but cheated on. Turns out she was in a relationship with me just to get my best friend's attention and then left me for him. No way, you're fucking two different PPL when I struggled to get one. I love her so hard, I wanted to be hers forever, and I was afraid of that commitment, selfish, gross and impulsive. In that moment I threw all morals and value out. I wanted to kill myself after I told her. The shame and guilt was too much and I saw what I really did. It's a haunting experience. To own that fact, you deceived and dehumanized the person you claim to love. I learned a lot for this experience. It shocks me to this day that she managed to forgive me. Sometimes I don't feel like I deserve it. I was in a marriage where we had both emotionally checked out for a while, but hadn't yet ended the relationship. I then met an incredible person who was in a similar situation to myself, and we ended up meeting up a couple of times before we cheated on our partners. I do regret not ending my marriage properly before starting my new relationship, but I think ending the marriage was inevitable either way. I now have 2 kids with the person I left my ex for. I was done. I tried to leave him and he wouldn't listen. My mom had just died and I found out she asked him to come see her. He told her he was too busy. For my mother, on her deathbed. After 4 years of us being together, I left for a job and met a man. Eventually I gave in. We're married now. It's the only time I ever cheated. It was a dick move, but I don't regret it. Yes, my husband knew about the BF. It didn't really help. Dude was a manipulative dick. Not an excuse, it was a shit thing to do, and I wish he would have listened when I tried to leave, but life. In high school I didn't cheat, but I was the other guy. Her boyfriends knew she was interested in me and would literally send me death threats and try to fight me just for saying hi as I was walking past. I wasn't going to fuck their girlfriend, but after that I sure as shit did. Eat shit. I ignored all the red flags, the weird behavior, and thought she loved me. I was ready to put a ring on her finger, but she admitted to having sex with another guy less than a week again. I've never hurt this bad before. She was also my best friend and I'm struggling to deal with it. I just don't understand how she could throw me away like this. I hadn't yet learned how my actions can affect other people. I didn't have the emotional intelligence to understand that what I was doing could damage another person deeply and permanently. As with most lessons in my life, it was learned the hard way. Wasn't happy in my relationship. Found someone and got a place together. She was a great woman and I ruined that by going back to the bad relationship. Can confirm I'm idiot. Horny. ITT virtue signalers downvoting in a honeypot. Undiagnosed mental illness, low self-esteem, selfish, stupid, lack of self-respect. Hang on, we'll go track down the ex and ask. Or his for successive wives after me he married after cheating on the one before her. No, really. My guess is it'll be the same story. He's a perfectly magical guy and it would be a shame for the world if he didn't have as many women as possible share the experience.